and welcome to the PM Show, your weekly roundup of what's new and going on in the PM world. How are we doing this morning, gentlemen? We all good?
Fine, thank you very much. But someone's broken the weather.
It's needed. I liked the rain. It was nice yesterday. Everything had that nice metallic-y smell, you know, that sort of iron smell. It's quite nice, actually. Me water butts are filling up nicely, saving me a fortune in water.
Is the iron smell of your barbecue going rusty with all the rain on it?
Oh, probably, yeah. No, it's not that. It's like, you know what my barbecue's like. It keeps going. Every year I say I'm going to buy a new one, but a bit of gaffer tape, it's fine. It's all right. Anyway, as I say, not much happening in the way of releases this week, to be honest. We'll get that spoiler alert out of the way right now. But as I say, we have got a couple of bits and pieces that have come in now. Gone through. So we see the Hunters in, with the famous one of it flying under the bridge, or through the bridge, I should say.
Yep.
Oh no, site's broke. Oh no, there it is. So yes, true story, did fly through. He was protesting against cutbacks in the RAF, wasn't it? I can't remember the pilot's name.
It was the they weren't celebrating. Was it the 50th anniversary of the RAF?
RAF, yes.
And hadn't done a anniversary air display or something. So he was always back from somewhere, wasn't he?
So this was his Finney flight, wasn't it, or something? His final flight anyway. So he thought, do you know what? We're going to go out on a bang and we're going to fly through Tower Bridge.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you? That would have been cool to see, wouldn't it?
Yeah. He did a few laps around Parliament as well, didn't he?
Yeah, that's it. He was doing a bit of buzz around Parliament as well. Hey, your last flight, why would you? I'm surprised it doesn't happen more often.
Yeah.
Yeah. What are you going to do? Ground me? So, but yes, very iconic aircraft. Nicely the Hunter. To be honest, I built that kit and it's a really nice kit as well. Really like the way that the wing section goes in. It's got like a drop down fit. So there's no horrible center seams or anything else like that with it. And it is a really nice fit. Goes together very, very well. I think I did the Dutch one a few years ago. I think it was. So, but yeah, no, very, very nice kit indeed. So it's nice to see that one's out and about and all the rest of it. So that one's FGA 910 and GA 11, which the GA 11 is the naval one, wasn't it?
Yes, there's a naval option on there. Yes,
yeah.
It looks quite cool actually in the naval scheme.
I like it in the naval scheme. Yeah, it does look nice with the blue and the white. So
yeah, different, definitely different.
It's very nice. The other ones we got back in, I should say, is the. Oh, I'll tell you what, the site's a bit slow today. What's going on?
A square space.
So yeah, we've got the Buccaneer, the Gulf War 1.
Yeah,
it's not back in. It's a brand new arrival.
It's a brand new arrival.
Only in yesterday because that's when I invoiced everybody for it.
Oh right, okay, fair enough.
Because I was on holiday, so I didn't get it.
Yeah. So anyway, the Buccaneers are in. Very nice. Hopefully, you might see the 48th one. I'm thinking we must be getting near that time for that one to start coming out.
Yeah, I suppose we don't know. Yeah.
So, but again, really nice kit. Me and Matt both built those ones. I did mine in Squirrel Grey, that very well-known colour scheme for them, Squirrel Grey.
Yeah, that lasted, didn't it?
Yeah, that's it. So nice to do something a little bit different. But again, another absolutely lovely kit. You know, I know it sounds a bit like a stuck record, but Airfix's latest stuff is all really, really nice. That goes together really well, including when Matt put the engine the right way round.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's it. After that, it was no-brainer.
Plain sailing after that.
So, but yeah, so that anyway, really nice kit with that one. And then last up, we've got, wait for the satellite delay. I don't know why it's delayed. There's nothing on my end. Unless it's the weather, because it's wet.
Is that what it is?
Those solar panels aren't working as well. So we've got the Airfix Vampire as well. Again, 48 scale. Very nice one of that one as well. So again, nice to have a little bit of restock from the old Airfix and new releases coming through.
Yeah, there is.
So nice of them to keep us going through the cold times. So yes, that's about it. And then the rest of it's pretty much we spoke about before. Hopefully we might start seeing stuff next month, you know, start to get excited about. The one I suppose we're still waiting on really is the Armour Hobbies Hurricane. But in true Armour Hobbies fashion, there was a little bit of a sniff that it was coming out and it's gone quiet again.
They've got an holiday for the summer.
Yeah, that's it. I think they're all on holiday.
October.
But that's the thing. I must admit, Armour Hobbies tend to do this. They tend to tease you with a little bit. Everyone gets really excited. Nothing. Goes quiet. And then it's quite a good way because we were saying about some companies hype it up too much.
Yeah.
And it's like hype. By the time you get to it, you're like, I can't be bothered now. I'm bored with it, you know. But at least they're sort of drip feeding it a little bit. But hopefully that will come out soon. But in the meantime, if you did want to do one, you've got the Mark IID down there as well in 72nd, which is a really very, very nice kit as well. So yes, some good stuff down in now. Over on the special offers, as I say, if you're watching the show yesterday, you would have seen a little bit about this. And everyone was saying some nice bargains. I know some of you, or quite a few of you, have taken us up on these ones as well. But again, 30-second Tempest. It's the only one. You know,
only decent one.
The only decent one, I should say. Yeah, I'll rephrase that. Decent one. Again, very, very nice kit all the way through, and just 34 quid.
Yeah, and that's a limited number as well. So once they've basically gone, that'll be coming off soon, won't it, Matt?
Well, these are going to run till Friday. What's up today is going to run till Friday morning, and then they're going down, and they're going to be replacements, like I said yesterday, and this is going to be a running theme throughout this month.
Yes, so we're going to be rotating sales through. So if you want them, grab them, because they're going to be rotating. It's not like, to be honest, we got a little bit lazy over the last couple of months, and we've had stuff in sales for a long time. But now we're going to get back onto it now. We're going to get the stock rotated through on that one. So if you do fancy it, get yourself a little bit of a bargain. We've got that one. The Mastiff, again, you know, for the sheer amount of plastic in the kit, eventually if it loads through, hecky.
It's nearly half price, isn't it? I'm on the site, and it's perfect for me.
Oh, right. It must be just down here. We're down in the southwest, don't forget. There's probably a person on a bike generating electricity because all the solar panels in the area aren't working. So, yeah, the Mastiff, really nice one, almost half price. And I've done a review of that. If you want a kit, and I'm not joking, the box is just loaded. It's a chunk.
Proper packed. Yeah.
It is. There's a lot in that box. Certainly get your money's worth with that particular one. Then obviously we've got the 109 G6, comes with the Kuba wagon with that one, and then obviously got the classic Mustang as well, and that comes with the quarter-ton light vehicle, because I can't call it a Jeep from licensing things, but it is a Jeep. And again, Matt was talking about this one yesterday, the half track, the 8-ton half track with the black 20mm flak on it, classic Tamiya.
Yeah, I'm sold out to those now, unfortunately.
Oh, they're gone, have they? Oh, yeah, sorry. So, yes, but again, very nice stuff. And usual things,
hey, is your internet that bad? Is that far behind?
Yeah, that's it. It's lagged. It's still on sale here. So, but anyway, we've got the other ones as well. Got a couple of flankers. So if you want your Sequoias, obviously it's the Ukrainian one, which was the limited edition one. Was that the limited one they did with the boxing like that? Yeah. Collector's one, that one. Yeah, definitely. And then obviously you've got the other one as well, the Flanker E. Yeah. So very nice one there. Spitfire wise, it said the Hobby 2000 is the Revell kit. Built it. It's a lovely kit. Very straightforward. Goes together again. And with that one, you get a little bit of masking set with it and a bit of resin, which is nice. And again, the Hobby 2000 F4E is actually the Hasegawa kit, which again, I know some people have been talking about on our forum. It's showing its age because it is. And it has got a couple of ejector pins, but luckily they're nowhere you can't easily take care of it. Normally I just sound them out. But again, very, very nice kit as well. Beautiful surface detail onto that one. So yes. And then last up, so we've had this one around a while. We've got the Hyan, which isn't that old, is it? Only a couple of years old, that kit.
That comes with a little Japanese car.
Yes.
That's one of the special editions that they're doing at the minute, where you're just getting vehicles with stuff. So yes, that's it's a new kit actually, well, newish for Tamiya anyway. It's a few years old, so yeah.
Very nice.
There'll be the Hobby Boss stuff if you want another cheap Hellcat.
Yeah. More Hellcats. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, and then a cheap F4 really in grand scheme of things.
It is 44 quid for the Meng F4 is really nice, and again another one as well, 45 quid as well for the Meng Superbug. This is 2-seater. Yeah. In the old Bounty Hunters markings. Very nice indeed. So if you want to grab any of those, you can do just like that. Yeah. Damaged boxes and stuff like that's pretty much as standard, wouldn't it?
But apart from your reviews at the top.
My reviews at the top. So these are my review samples. They went back up with Matt the other day. So again, we've got the big cheap as well. This is the big 1/16 one. The Tamiya F35A, which is a beautiful kit, as you know. And obviously we've got the CH54. So again, very nice. Which now you can get the crew fill.
You can get crew, and yeah, it's still starting to come out for it. Loads of cockpit detail sets and all sorts. And obviously there's the Qatari Spitfires all you reviewed as well. Yeah. The next review one. So
very nice.
Interesting stuff, isn't it?
So yes, if you want to grab any of those ones, and again, even the reviews of my cars and that are down there as well. So again, lots of stuff in our little special sale. Some of them damaged boxes, said before. Normally it's just crushed corners, stuff like that, but nothing massive. So, but yes, very, very good. Cool stuff. Over into the latest stuff, we have Magic Factory. We have the Iron Dome, which I reviewed. They sent me this kit, I must admit, being totally honest, and I hadn't heard of them. So we had a bit of a conversation back and forth and all the rest of it. They are an independent company. They are nothing to do with all the others out there, because I did ask them outright. But obviously, as they said, their tooling and molding processes are done by other said companies. So, but again, really, really nice kit. Very, very nicely detailed. Quite topical at the moment, but we won't go into that. But yes, so there's those going around as well. But again, it's a really, really nice kit, as you can see. So you get the sort of base station, and it's posable. You can move it as well. It's all metal bits in there as well to go through with it. So you've got the Iron Dome system, which is very nice, just up at £41.39. Members price on that one.
Not bad price, is it?
So I think that's all right, actually. As I say, again, plenty of plastic in your box, definitely.
Yeah. So again, if you're now pre-orders, trying to get some new pre-orders up, so get your name down and
yeah,
yeah,
we can do that. The other one is obviously the Corsair. So again, this one here is 1/48 scale, 2 Corsairs in one box. So you could, I assume, you're doing one as the bird cage and one as the normal canopy top. Isn't
numbers. If you scroll up a bit, Phil.
All right.
You get one each of the.
Oh yeah, so it's an F4U 1A and an F4U2.
Yeah. By looks of the,
music.
It's a Corsair. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a bird cage and a normal one, isn't it?
Yeah. So, but again, not bad price really. 53 quid. Well, 54 quid.
That's not bad, is it?
For 2 Corsairs.
20 odd quid a Corsair, isn't it?
That's it, which I think is actually a bit of a bargain when you put it up against the competition. And to be honest, the competition is a little bit old now. I don't know how old the Tamiya one is, but it's been on the round.
That's got to be 90s, isn't it?
Got to be 90s,
or latest early 2000s. But that is the benchmark. The Corsairs are the best.
Yeah.
Because Omnibus have done something there, and I can't think of anybody else. Has anybody else ever done? Has Academy ever done one? They don't think they have they? Or have they? Academy's done.
The Academy has, yeah. I'm sure Hobby Boss has done it.
I haven't got a clue what that's like. But,
yeah.
Again, it'll be interesting to see, get a review of these when they come in and see what they're like. So.
Look at the quality of the Iron Dome that Phil's reviewed. Hopefully it should be a really nice.
Yeah, I've seen the CAD work from it, and some test shots, and to be honest, it looks really, really nice. It's definitely a step up. Let's place it on the competition, definitely on the Tamiya one. But again, Tamiya one's sort of showing its age now. But the surface detail onto it and the details generally all around it, the wing fold and all the rest of it looks absolutely beautiful. So yeah, but again, I think it's quite a good system. 54 quid for 2 of them. You've got a nice build now, and one for the stash.
Bit of a dual combo, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
Just back the Iron Dome kits. So sorry, the Iron Dome and the Corsair. That will only be running up till the end of this month. We need to get our numbers in to the supplier. So if you want one, get your name down quick.
Yeah,
we'll get our numbers in.
Very nice. But yeah, some nice stuff from Iron Dome, from Magic Factory. I'm quite looking forward to see what other projects. There's hints and rumours about what they're up to, so very interesting indeed. The other one is a Wilder Cat, which...
Is it a Wilder Cat?
Is it a Wilder Cat? I don't know much about Wildcats.
I don't either. I don't know what this is all about.
Is it because it's got the rockets on it?
I don't know, but it's called a Wilder Cat. And I was like, why is it called a Wilder Cat? And I couldn't work it out, but yeah.
Just their name, just Ed Hard playing on names, isn't it?
I think they are just playing a little bit with it. So anyway, this particular version is what I was trying to work out. What is an FM2? Is it like the last of the Wildcats? Was this one? That's what I was thinking. Perhaps it's like the definitive one, but I don't know.
Don't
know it on this one. But anyway, again, really nice kit. It's another box into the original, obviously, Ushu Wildcat kit, which is a very, very nice kit as well. Beautifully done. So again, this one's just up at £26.28.
One for the collector.
Yeah. I think they're just playing on words because it's all fully loaded with the rockets and things. And
yeah,
he's a sharp mouth.
Yeah, it does definitely. I've got one.
You do get 10 decal options in, I think, don't you?
Do you? Oh right, okay, yeah, 10 markings included.
Yeah, so I bet you one of them's probably got a sharp mouth.
Just don't go near it with enamel thinners. Just saying. That's where I went wrong. But anyway, interesting box art, especially because obviously after yesterday.
Yes.
Who are American brethrens.
Yep.
So we've got that one down in there. So this one here, this is new to me. Oh no,
It's-
this is
No,
not one.
no,
Sorry,
it's,
just
it's an
postmark.
older one. Somebody's
Yeah.
actually put the name down.
Sorry, that's why it jumped the queue.
So,
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why it's jumped up.
So we might be
So-
seeing these at some point in the nearest future.
it's basically the same chassis as the ambulance,
Yeah,
just obviously with a flatbed.
it's not
Yeah.
far off the same cab either,
No.
to be honest. So yeah.
Yeah.
But we've got now box art up for the F104 for the Vietnam one, which is actually quite a nice box art. That.
There we go. Yeah, that's quite nice. I do like it in the Southeast Asia camo with the tan with the two-tone green.
Yeah, it
It's-
does, yes. Yeah.
it does suit it.
And again, this is the newer kinetic
Mm.
kit, so you get obviously the new kinetic kit at I believe a lower price than what the kinetic one's available at, isn't it?
Is it? All right.
And,
Okay.
you've got some goodies with it, I think.
Yes.
So,
Again, because obviously if you've built Edard's ones in the past, they've always had the Hasegawa kit inside. So this is the first time we've seen it with the kinetic kit inside as well, which is obviously a massive step up from the classic, the Golden Series, as I call them, from the Hasegawa ones. Really nice kit, really simple. I've got one sat there. But again, this one is another level with all the detail that goes into it as well. So that's quite nice to see.
And see what the retail price is of the kinetic F104. What are you looking at? £54. 54 pounds for the kinetic one. How much is that one going for?
Normal retail is 42.
Yeah.
So there you go, bargain, especially with all the extras you get from the Edard anyway, because no doubt there'll be a few marking options and various bits in there. So
mass set.
Usual bits and pieces.
Yeah, photo, yeah.
Yeah.
So bargain.
Yeah, good deal, that.
Bargain.
Yeah, that's due out soon, to be honest. So that's not going to last much longer before we close it, because I think that's probably next month. Same with this as well. So we've definitely got some that's coming to a close. I think we are probably by the end of the week going to shut these down and then obviously get our numbers in, because they've got to be due out sooner rather than later, I would have thought. So
we can do that. Good job. Any others you want to look at?
Just to say, the Hobby 2000 stuff, the Washingtons, the Catalinas, and all that have now closed, and they're potentially doing next week.
Next week, is it? That's soon, cracking.
Yeah, I've been informed they are being picked up and will be on their way over. So yeah, hopefully next week we should get them. So that's good. As for other builders, I don't know. Me and Andy's got to go through it really. we need to have a sit down probably this week and go through them just to have a sort out of what's what. So yeah, all good. We're all steadily coming in, shall we say?
Cool. That's what we like to see.
So,
that's all good.
Yeah.
Right.
Like I said, the Hunter was a pre-order, so that's coming and been done. The Buccaneer and so it's bits and bobs happening. So that's good.
So there you go. You might be getting an invoice through your door at some point.
Yeah.
Okay, couple of questions. Go on.
I was about to say, a lot of it, we've actually got our numbers in with the manufacturers, waiting for them to get delivered to them.
Yeah.
Border, Thunder models, etc. We've sort of like, we've pre-ordered our orders, so as soon as they get them in, we'll get them in and get them out to you.
We will do. Okay, Graham says, hi guys, saw on eBay a company called Storm Factory has the 132nd FIE. Do you know if this is the Kitty Hawk kit? Yes, it is. We spoke about this before. It is. It's just a reboxing of the Kitty Hawk kit. Do you think they will produce other Kitty Hawk kits? Don't know. Don't know.
Ask me one on geopolitics.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, as you say, don't forget they will probably pick and choose what they want. As we know, Kitty Hawk have their molds are floating around with a few places, so yeah, you can expect to see them popping up here and there, I should think. But yeah, as I say,
it's taking a while though, isn't it?
Yeah.
But then I think it's taken a while for the Far East companies, shall we say, or let's say the Chinese companies, to get themselves back up and running properly. Because Takum, Meng, even Trumpeter, Big Boss, and all them was really, like Thunder models, comes like some of them I thought had actually gone, but they're actually coming back. It's like that Zumtong models is coming back, isn't it? And even the original, what was the original company called that did the PE2? God, what were they called? They're back, aren't they? I can't think of the name of them off the top of my head, but they're back, and I thought they'd gone. So they're all sort of now getting back up to speed, and how it was way, even before COVID, I suppose, because COVID really knocked them to bits, didn't it? So again, just watch this space. That you can't say with the Kitty Hawk molds, can you? But they're going to resurface. I'd be surprised if they don't, or at least some of them don't resurface. You know what I mean? So it's just a matter of time, innit? I think.
And again, I think obviously somebody's perhaps Graham surmising that they've got all the molds. They might not have all the molds. They might have just taken that mold. They might have got 3 or 4. Also, unless they're a very brave company, they're not just going to re-release the lot. No. Within a year, here's the entire back catalogue of what Kitty Hawk did under a new brand. Because again, most companies will cherry pick obviously just the best ones out of it and go for it. And obviously, in that part of the world, the F5's used, exported around quite widely, so you can understand why.
It's kind of one of them funny conversations, isn't it? Because when Kitty Hawk were around, it just used to get hammered and hammered.
Yeah.
And why don't they do this better? And they could have done this, and this is rubbish, and this don't fit, and this is unbuildable, and blah blah. Now they're not here, and it's like, well, when we're going to see him again?
Yeah.
He's just
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Kitty Hawk. It was that love-hate relationship with Kitty Hawk because they did some lovely subjects.
Yeah.
Did some really, really good subjects. You
can't deny that. The subject matter was brilliant. It was original. There were brilliant subject matters. Some of the execution was rubbish. But get how people look at it through rose-tinted glasses like they do older kids.
Yeah, of course they do. Yeah.
You know what I mean? They're not, not actually thinking I won't say how bad it was because everything's buildable, but the reputation, shall we say, that they had when they were, trading.
Yes. Yeah.
So that's a polite way of putting it.
I think it is that thing where, obviously you're right. It's rose, tinted glasses. You look back and there's nostalgia feeling and all the rest of it. But I built quite a few of theirs. And again, they're all buildable, but it was always just little silly mistakes. Like the instructions being printed incorrectly or, part numbers are wrong and stuff. And then the really early days, it was like ejector pins were massively, literally punching through the kit. But they soon got that fixed. That was down to it. And then there was the odd little seam lines where it's multi-part injection molding. Obviously, a lot of companies use it now and most of them got it down pat. They used to have line, but it was 30 seconds cleanup. But people would moan about it like it was a massive thing. But as a modeler, that's because people model as a sport these days. But you just do a little bit of cleanup, tiny little bit of re-riveting, re-scribing, and you're good to go again. And you've ended up with a really, really nice kit. And they're later ones, like the F5, like the, Mirage 2000s in 30 seconds, stuff like that. Those kits were actually really good. I built the Seahawk. That was a really, really nice kit. As you say, instructions aside, the kit itself's lovely, And again, it was a shame. And obviously I did the little helicopter as well, the little bird one. And that was a great little build. So I think it was one of those things. I used to give them a hard time because they were getting better. With each release, it was getting better and better and better, and they were sorting themselves out. And and then unfortunately,
I think it was the modular way they were going about it, and then I think that was the proper problem people were having because it looked like one half had been designed by one person and the other half had been designed by somebody else, and they didn't marry up. The Voodoo's a classic instance. I think that's a real handful, all of them, which is a shame because we were crying out for a newer version of a Voodoo, and especially the versions they were doing because the monogram one's just a 2-seat one, isn't it?
Yeah, they did.
And they did the single-seat ones, they did the Recon one. But I don't think. And
again, I remember their Cougar. It was literally got nose, midsection of the cockpit, fuselage, and tail. Yeah. It's like, geez, I know what they're trying to do. They're trying to get as many molds as they can out of that kit. But it made it incredibly complicated.
Your engineering's got to be bang on. I mean, obviously they did the Foxbat, didn't they? And I'm looking at your ICM one, and their Foxbat was like, well, everybody were overjoyed because when it first was announced and been released, and then they started to try and build it, and I think it was an earlier one of theirs, to be fair. So it weren't the best, was it? You know what I mean? I think, again, that was an odd build. I think it's for the more experienced.
Yeah, definitely. You do need to put the time in. It's like their Jaguar, their Jaguar is actually a really, really nice kit. It's beautiful detail right the way through. The areas you've got with the panels all open, the guns open, everything, they're really, really nice. So straight out of the box, you've got a really, really nice kit. But that kit got a lot of flack because it is complicated the way it goes together. But if you take your time actually builds up to a very, very nice kit. But I know people sort of just dismissed it because it's complicated. But again, it's where I sort of bite my lip a little bit when people say, "Oh, it's unbuildable, it's this," and it's like, you're a modeler. It's not supposed to be easy. If it was, you build Lego, or go off and do something else. It's you do need some bit of
challenge
in your model to give you a challenge, to be able to.
Yeah, you do need a challenge. I think some of it though was like, again, we're going down to this like parts for parts sake that's coming up a lot at the minute. I think, I've seen a few things of that Bofors gun tractor from Thunder Models, which is a brilliant subject. But I have to tend to agree to a point with what people's been saying about it. There's parts for parts sake where you could do it in 2 bits instead of 15 bits.
Yeah.
Now, whether that's like you say the limitations of manufacturing, which it could be, that's but it's a shame because it is making, I don't know, I think it is overcomplicating stuff for the sake of it.
Yeah.
I do. I have to go down that road a little bit with them. Which is potentially putting customers off as well. So that's affecting sales.
Yeah. Just going back to the instructions, where the instructions are quite often wrong. People that get them for pre-release, do they not ever go back to the company and say your instructions are wrong, or do they? And the companies just don't ever listen to them. I mean, Dragon have been famous for it for a long time, aren't they?
Yeah, but they're more misnumbers, aren't they?
Yeah,
misnumbers. I think it's more misnumbers than actually wrong. Obviously, a few of the, I'm not being funny, Great Wall Hobbies, you always seem to be getting a correction sheet for their instructions or something at the minute, and there's been a few others as well that we've.
At least you get a correction sheet with it. So obviously someone has said to them that, so they've done something about it. Whereas some are just because people do get the kits for free, don't they, to try out before they get released. Do they actually?
I'd say I've had over the years that sent to me as well. But it depends on the ones who actually build them and the ones who just look at them.
Yes.
I think that also is the thing. You get people who do a review on them and show a white box and all the rest of it for a pre-release, and it's like, but have you built it? It's very difficult to know. But as you say, I think a lot of companies, and they are one of them, if they just spent another 3 months just getting it right, like the instructions, just to make sure they are done. Get a couple of people to build them just to make sure. We've seen it with other manufacturers where their kit has been pulled completely. Great Wall Hobbies did it. They pulled their F-15 because there was a fault with the kit. It got released, people saw it, and it's like, look. And again, that was another thing. Perhaps if they had done their own work a bit more, it was quite a simple fault to fix, and all the rest of it. But that kit did get pulled, and they offered replacement parts to the people who already had that kit to put it right, which is quite nice. But you get other ones in Kitty Hawk where it were blind. It got released. That's your thing. They didn't. There was no feedback as far as I know with the company.
Hey, the thing is as well though with Kitty Hawk, right? If they were still around today and were still trading, would people pay the prices that Kitty Hawk kits would be now?
Well, this is the trouble, isn't it? That's the question.
Again, this is the rose tinted glasses. It's all right. They were, 3 years ago or whatever this price, but now they would be the prices what stuff are today.
Absolutely.
20-30% higher. Yeah.
I was going to say you'd be paying 25% more.
And I would say they were overly cheap kits then, because they were. It was always touching $49.99, but you could be probably looking at like $59.99. This is 48 stuff, if not a bit more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But again, I think it is that thing where we all look back. It's the same with Wing That Wings. Any company that goes, suddenly everyone's like, oh, I hope somebody buys up the kit and say, well, if they were doing that well, they would have been still in business, and still doing it. So you're going to have companies who cherry pick perhaps the best molds and redo them and go for it. And, that's it. I don't think you'll see everything back out. But again, it's just one of those things, isn't it? We've often said, buy these kits, keep them in your stash. There's a reason, because one day they might not be around. It's
and we know that kit prices are going up and food prices are going up. But just remember that beans on toast is an option.
Yeah. This is it. Yeah, you can. That's it.
An expensive option, but it's an option.
Do your kids need those new shoes?
You want your for spaghetti alphabets now? It's going to cost you.
Yeah, definitely. Right, Gareth says, any news on the Hasegawa pre-orders?
No.
Still no.
We did say when we get wind of the next lot coming in, We'll let you know. So you're going to have to sit tight and be patient, but it's going to happen. It's not been cancelled. It's not been binned off.
Yeah.
It's
you know.
Yeah, it's another one. Our figures are in with the supplier, aren't they? And we're just,
waiting on them for it to rack up.
Yeah.
You know, at the end of the day.
Yeah.
So as soon as we know, we normally get a hint that it's coming in the country.
Yeah.
And we have to allow for it to clear customs, get to the said.
Yeah.
You know, then he has to get them out as well. So we normally know a week or two in advance because when it's coming in. But that's is it. Until that point, we have no idea. Yeah. Okay, Adam says, hello, Phil, Matt and Andy. Just wanted to say that he really enjoyed the live build coverage, in particular the various weathering techniques shown, which I'm sure many of us will benefit from. Thank you very much. It's a pleasure. We enjoy doing it. My question is, do you know why, and this may be difficult to answer, certain manufacturers do not appear to release the English Electric Lightning in 1/48 scale and 1/32 scale very often, in particular the F6 and the two-seat version. I've been lucky when PM models managed to obtain the F3 Lightnings in 1/32 by Trumpeter, in which I snapped one up. The point being, this is a British fast jet classic, yet we seem to have very little of this aircraft at these two scales in 48 and 32nd. I think this is the thing, you know, also Airfix have done a really nice job in 48.
Yeah.
Because obviously they've done both versions and they've been around now since, what, the late 90s?
Late 90s, 2000, yeah, I think so.
Yeah, late 90s, early 2000s, they were that released.
Yeah.
And again, I've got them. They are beautiful kits. You know, they are really, really nice kits. To me, I always call them the golden era of Airfix because it's before Hornby got them. So, you know, they were just good. And then, but yeah, it's a beautiful kit, really, really nice. And you used to be able to get a conversion set for the nose for it, which again was wildly thought of as a really nice conversion set. So, and again, it's a bit nichey for Airfix to take it on. At that point, obviously, Trumpeter also had out their two versions, which you said before. So Trumpeter have done it as well. And I think we did discuss this before, and Matt made a very good point. It's an incredibly niche aircraft. Fine if you're English, British, Commonwealth, just to cover everyone. But unless you are from the Commonwealth or Saudi Arabian, you probably never even heard of it. It's very famous for us, but if you know, it's one of those. It's a bit like the Vulcan and the Victor. No one outside of the UK really knows those aircraft. So when they see it, they're like, oh, wow, what's that? But that's the thing. So it makes it incredibly niche. So from a sales point of view, not much going around. The other option, of course, is Sword, which, again, I know Sword can be a little bit of a handful to put together. They're not shake and bake. But again, they do some very nice two-seat versions, which we haven't seen for a long time, though, have we? When was the last time we saw them?
Good few years ago, to be honest. I think, yeah, it's a few. But the thing is with Sword, obviously, they're... you know, I wouldn't say they're not limited edition, but
no,
they're just so many, and then I think they have to refurb the molds.
Yeah, I think they do short run kit is the way I describe them.
That's the word.
So
short run.
yeah,
so we've got a pre-order up for some Lightnings from Sword because they're coming back out.
Yeah.
Whether I can't remember the 72nd one or 48th one.
I think it's the 72nd one's coming out.
72nd one, isn't it? But like I say, I think they have to refigure the molds, and then they'll do another batch. So I'm sure we'll see the two seats again. We had them in for a while, and obviously
we did. I must admit, I've done reviews of them. If you go and have a look through reviews, they're there.
They're there. They never have a massive catalogue sold at all. It's quite limited to what they do. It's because I presume it's just a small company. But like I say, the Lightning is a niche aircraft. It is what it is. Like I said, the Airfix option is probably the best in 48 by a country mile. I've built one.
Easily, yeah.
Everybody's built one, you know, and it's a great build. Loads of aftermarket for it. You can get a two-seat one in 48, like I said, with Sword. As for the big one, well, again, it's a big lump in 32nd. As Phil knows, he's got one.
Got one here.
He's got one there. It's a big aircraft. Well, Airfix are never going to, because they don't do 32nd, so they're never going to go near it.
No.
And again, I'd be surprised if anybody else does. I think you should actually be thankful Trump has actually done one.
Yeah.
Because the only other one is the back form echelon kit that Nathan's got.
Yeah.
You know.
Yep.
And again, that's not really available. I don't even know if that's still in, but I think that's long gone as well. So. Yeah. Again, if you're British, it means a lot. If you're anywhere around the world, it's it's you know.
I think that's the thing as well. You
It's
have
not
to
going
take
to generate
into
a lot of
account.
interest.
Yeah, you've got the worldwide market. It's all right for us because we know it and you go through. But outside the UK, how many are you going to sell?
This is it, business. At the end of the day, it's business. You've got to sell units. That's why I see loads of F-16s, loads of 109s, loads of Spitfires. Because the cash cows, as we always call them, and that's why I see loads of them. And companies bring them out. F4 Phantoms, sell them every day, all day, not a problem. So there's your answer.
It is.
We do potentially have some more of the 32nd trumpeters coming in, don't we? Of both versions.
Yes.
When it's going to be, we're not sure, but yeah, we do.
We've got the F6 version due in, isn't it, at some point?
And some more of the F3s, but
well, that's
if you want an F6, message me and I'll put your name down on the list. I've got a list of peeps for them, so I do have some spaces left.
Again, that's one of them because it's not been the trumpet one's not been available for a long time, and now that's coming back in. They're obviously doing a run of them. I don't know whether they had enough sort of demand for them or they've decided to bring it back. I don't know, but
again, we were looking at that because this boxing actually says 2022 on it, and as far as we know, they've only done 3 runs. Looking at the dates of the boxes. So, as you say, that just shows how many they obviously do batches of them, and then obviously they're released, and then that'll go quiet for another 7 years. So 28. Part 2 of this, he proposes to Airfix and others watching that they release an F6 in 132nd or 148 with access letters, internal engine internals, pod covers. This would be an absolute winner across the modelling community in the UK. We'll add that bit. It would be interesting to hear your thoughts. Well, that's it. Again, there used to be a company who used to do the engine. You used to be able to take the spine off the Lightning, add a gorgeous engine into it. If you go around the model shows, you'll see a lot of them around, and it's a really, really nice one. But again, just to show you how limited it is, you can't seem to find the 2-seat conversion for it anymore. I haven't seen that engine conversion for it anymore. And these were obviously smaller mum and pop, or what we call cottage industries that did it.
A lot for it.
Aries used to do the cockpit.
No, Aero Club.
Oh, Aero Club did,
because he's retired.
He's gone. Yeah,
he's retired. So
who did you use the? You did the F4, didn't you? Did the spine conversion on it, didn't you, Phil?
That was my own conversion on the F4.
Oh, was that yours? Oh,
yeah, I scratch built that. Yeah.
Right.
But yeah, you're right. Aero Club did a load of stuff for it, but as you say, he's gone now. I mean, no one's taken that through. Aries used to do the cockpit for it and a few other bits. I think they did the wheels and some stuff.
Yeah, you can get Aries. I think the Aries stuff. But again, you've got to think that kit, again, one version, the 48th one, was released a few years ago by Airfix, but that's now obviously gone again. And I don't know, obviously, when they'll bring it back. They obviously will. The moulds are holding up really well because they were really good moulds when they were made in the first place. Like, they are going to last forever and ever. They're not going to deteriorate because of what they're made out of, because I know that, because I've been told. But again, it's just Airfix, like Revella do. They do a run of them, you get them for a couple of years, and then they'll go out and the catalogue gets changed because obviously they've got big catalogues and a lot of stuff. So I don't think they've got the capacity of like Trumpeter to have massive catalogues. And if you find it, a lot of companies now are kind of going back into that, aren't there? There's not many companies that have got a massive catalogue that just keep. Tamiya's one, isn't it? Tamiya just churn out.
But
how big a you got to think of the size of these companies that do it, and Trumpeter's another one. Other companies have to, right, we'll do this for this 3 years or however long they do the batch for, and how many, and then obviously that'll be retired, and we'll bring some else back, or there's new tooling, and it just keeps moving. So. But they're really available to buy, aren't they? The Airfix kits, second hand, anyway.
On the second hand market, places are.
They're always about. Yeah. You can always pick them up in one guise or another. I mean, because you built the Edard boxing, didn't you? Of the Airfix one, which is really nice.
Oh, that was a really nice one.
Really nice package that was,
Yeah.
But like I say, as in for things, Airfix aren't going to go back and retool it. No. They've already got the tooling, so they're not going to add anything. Well, I'd be really surprised if they add anything to it. I'm sure you can get an access ladder. I'm sure somebody does a PP.
Yes.
Somebody does an access ladder for it. And FOD covers again. Well, surely it's not odd to scratch build a couple of FOD covers for a Lightning. Could be wrong.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's only like that ring that goes over the
Well, they have the other one that covers the nose as well, isn't it? It's like a witch's hat.
Oh yeah, that's the one.
Yeah.
Well,
the Airfix 72nd kit comes with the fog cover, doesn't it?
It does, yeah.
the sectors, but that's a newer tooled version. So you think if actually they retooled their 48 one now, I think you'd be on par with the Buccaneer.
Yes.
And the later releases of Airfix stuff, so you would probably get some extras. You'd probably get a ladder, and you would probably get some FOD covers and some other bits, and perhaps part of an engine. But
it's still a telephone, though, isn't it? So why would they re-release it?
Yeah, it's not going to happen, is it? Because they've already got the tool there. So unless they're going to add to that tool, which I don't think they will, it's,
Speaking of which, I see Airfix must be starting the old rumour mill now with the Gannet. They've posted up some stuff on social media over the last few days about the Gannet, all the LiDAR scans, and they've been scanned 3 of them. So they're starting to.
No, well, we might start to whack our pre-order up then, because if it's
out.
Well, it is, isn't it? There's no point doing it when they said, because it's just going on and on. We've always said we'll do it nearer release time, like a month before or 6 weeks or whatever. So I've got a feeling, is it going to be September, October its release?
I think that was the initial in the catalogue, wasn't it, for future release for September, October, third quarter, yeah.
Yeah, I think so. So. Yeah, like I said, we've got, me and Andy are going to go through pre-orders anyway, because there's some Revell stuff that we've not put up either that, because of dates wise and some other stuff, so we're going to go through, which is what I hate about the releases when they do it at the beginning of the year.
Because
by the time we get to July, I forgot what we're going to be doing.
The Gannet's due October.
Yeah, there you go. So again, we'll give it probably August. We'll start that, I think, because then it gives it a couple of months to get generated, done it, something like that. So interesting.
A shame it's the wrong version.
Last part of the question, obviously, is from: do you think we'll ever see a Jaguar? It's often overlooked. Superb kit. Lots of American aircraft, but our own UK main defence aircraft, Lightning, Harrier, Jaguar, always seem difficult to source. They are there. That's the thing. Yes, obviously the Jaguar Kitty Hawk's kit, that would have been the one. Clearly, it's not around anymore. But again, you can get it on the second-hand market. They're getting expensive. Unfortunately, the old Hella, which I think it was the Hella kit, wasn't it, which Airfix did with them? That's really shown its age now. That's pants. But yeah, we could do with a Jaguar, I'll go. But the Harrier, that's fine, because technically you can do the GR7-9, would be the Hasegawa kit. That's still a really nice kit.
Kinetic, the GR3, GR1.
Yeah, that's it. You've got the earlier versions, and obviously the FRS1 and FA2 as well for the Sea Harriers and that. They're there. They're actually really nice kit. So, in theory, the only thing we're missing out of that little family is a Jaguar. Because again, even in 72nd, what you got, it's Halleries, which isn't bad because I built it, but it's showing its age. It's an older kit now. It'd be nice if Airfix did a nice new one. But again, I imagine Airfix, I'll put my money down for that one. In the next 10 years, Airfix will do one.
I'll be surprised if they didn't, because it's definitely an opening for a decent 72nd one and a decent 48th one. I mean, they're into 32nd one, is there? Nobody's ever touched it in 32nd. Not that I know of.
There was the alleged, which I must admit I did see some stuff on years ago from Trumpeter. And I know certain people who have been to Trumpeter's actual headquarters and seen stuff on it as well, but it never got released. And why this hadn't, it was done at the same time as the Intruder. So why it never made I do know maybe of a certain thing, but that's only speculation. I wouldn't like to speculate on here, clearly. But there was, it was apparently done, designed, sealed, ready to go the same time as the Intruder. But the Intruder, if you remember, got held 5 years as well, because the Intruder sat there forever, and it was like, well, where is it? Because I know it's there. And then eventually the 32nd Intruder came out a long time afterwards, and it was like, why did that get held back? So I was expecting the Jaguar to come right after it, because it was the same time, and then we never seen it. But again, I think that's the thing. It's not an unusual thing. Some companies, and I know of one in particular, have got stuff done, and it's just not right. And apparently it's down to market conditions. I know I've said it before, but they look at it, see worldwide sales, how things are going, trends and stuff. And, there's no point for them going into full production of a certain kit, even though it's technically done. And they put the money in. But these are larger companies who can afford to sit on it, which is fair enough.
But you can look at the 32nd market in general anyway. You know, Trumpeter were prolific.
Yes.
But they really slowed down. You know, they even dabbled in the 24th market, didn't they? As a bit of a competition to Airfix, which not many companies have done. But that soon sort of again
died off.
There was these rumours of a 132nd, 124th, 190. You know, an A, whatever it's going to be. Well, that's never materialised. Obviously, they did the D9. And other stuff, but I mean, if you look at, I mean, what's the latest 32nd release is the F-35s, isn't it?
Yeah.
Which is very topical.
Yeah.
You know, because what was it? The C, was it? They did? Was it C?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, they've got the C coming down.
The one we had, there's an A at as well. There's an F-35A, but you think that's somebody else's, don't you?
Possibly.
Yeah. So I don't know because we've never had, so I couldn't tell you whose it is. But again, the Devastator. Well, that was announced. God knows when, a Devastator.
Yeah.
And obviously, actually, that's out now, so we're going to see that. So again, they've took a bit of time getting back up and running to full capacity, I think, after COVID. So we'll see what they release. I think, to be honest with you, if you're going to have a 30-second Jag, it's going to be Trumpeter who do it.
Yes.
It's it. I think it's. I can't think of any other company off the top of my head that's going to risk it.
No.
You know, again, it's a niche aircraft.
It is. It's only us and France and India, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's another niche aircraft that, again, you've got to weigh your market up to for releasing it, ain't you? So you never know. You just don't know, do you? But again, we think even Airfix, haven't we, for a decent 72nd one and a 48th neutral one, to be honest. And like I say, I won't be surprised if, like I say, 10 years or whatever, there is a Jag out there. There's plenty of things for them to get the stats off and info.
Absolutely. And again, we've always said, isn't it, that Airfix tend to do non-operational aircraft. And obviously the Jaguar came out a few years ago now, but there's always, they've had this sort of lead that they're well out, and then they tend to do them as well. And so their only exception really was the Tornado, but that was an awful kit anyway. Just terrible. But it'd be quite nice to see one, I must admit. It'd be really nice if Airfix did do a full job, did a nice 72nd one, really nice, like they've done their Buccaneers and that, and then obviously their Lightnings, and then did a 48th as well of it. It would be really, really nice. Good kits.
24th one to go with the Harrier.
Well, yeah, it'd be nice with 24th, but it'd be
the thing is,
fantastic.
So going back to the Harriers, obviously there's the Trumpeter GR7.
Yeah.
There's the really old Revell GR1.
Yep.
Which is
Kinetic.
That's it. Isn't it?
Or Harriers. Kinetic.
30-second. 48, 30-second.
Yeah.
You know, obviously there's the 24th ones from Airfix that you're going to tackle, but again, that's only up to a Sea Harrier, isn't it?
Only the Sea Harriers.
The GR1, GR3, and a FRS1.
Yeah.
And that's it. They stopped. So again, I suppose for a Harrier, you can get AV8s and stuff, can't you? I think, but not early AV8s. Not like a Matador AV8. I think the Trumpeter GR7 is a Marines.
Yeah, it's based off
GR7,
the AV8B.
Yeah, but that just did one of ours, a GR7 or whatever, their version of.
Yeah, well, we actually borrowed theirs. It's more theirs than ours. We sort of, they're the design, and we had it back and did some bits to ours.
So you're limited with Harriers in 30-second, I think, big time. To say how quite iconic a Harrier is, I would say more people, because obviously, you know, that'd be a better subject to tackle in 30-second than a Jag, if you ask me, as a commercial venture.
Yes, the Harrier's got plenty of legs around the world, because as I say, the Indians used to use the Harrier. Obviously, the Spanish got the Harrier. Obviously, you've got US, and you know, so it has been used around and all the rest of it. And it's very much an iconic aircraft, isn't it?
Because of
what it could do. Yeah, purely where the Jag's a little bit, you know, wrecky and strike, you know.
It is.
It says that in 48th, the Lightning, Harrier, and Jaguar are always difficult to source. But it's like one of those things that it's a good excuse for a stash, isn't it? Yeah, once you see the Airfix Lightnings come out, buy one or two of each.
Yeah, because I must admit, I've got both the Lightnings up there, and for the Harriers, I've got the GR7 9, because we got those in because they were reboxed by obviously Hobby 2000, and that's a great kit to have in your stash, because that one, as you say, well, Revell reboxed it many years ago, and then obviously Edard reboxed that kit, and now obviously Hobby 2000 have done it as well. The nice one about the Hobby 2000, of course, which your kit number, if you get it, is 48019, is got all the versions of the AV8 in it. So you've got you can do pretty much all the different ones in, because it's got all the full lyrics, half lyrics, all the bits and pieces is in that kit. So it's quite a nice one to sit in your stash, because you can do pretty much anything out of the box of that. So it is a good one. Yeah. But again, it's one of those, the list of us, the kits we want in the world is getting smaller every year, though. You know, who would have thought we would have seen a Gannet?
Oh, exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Because that's incredibly niche, but again,
we always discuss this from an AFIX point of view and from like a British point of view, so to say, because that's what they're going to concentrate on.
Yeah, of course their home market.
Their pool is getting smaller and smaller because they covered most of the subjects, so they're going to have to sort of look into doing a Tornado at some point, a Jaguar, and some of the other stuff we were always forgetting. Oh yeah, they could have done Gamut. Like I said, that was a bit left field, but interesting subject. I think it's, you know, it's going to be a nice kit.
I'm just waiting for someone to do a 30-second tom tip.
Yeah, that's what he needs.
Definitely. Well, the thing is, not being funny, the weird one for me with Airfix, which I never thought you'd see, is the Anson. That, because the Anson, just don't, to be honest, I still don't understand it.
It's a bit of an
I can understand it as a build and everything if you're into it, but that is proper left field, you know? That's sort of the peripherals of what I would say.
Hey, you're looking, I'm not being funny, mate, the kit in front of you.
Yeah.
Well, I know it's not AFIX ICM have covered it, but again, it's a very, you compare it to a Blenheim or a Beaufighter, it's like it's poor relative.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
You know, or a lot less famous relative, shall we say.
Yeah.
But it's an interesting subject.
It is. But again, you know, you should say you always had the Tamiya did the Beaufighter and the Beaufort, wouldn't it? You know, and all the rest of it. And again, it's almost like they for years people don't go near them because of that. You know, well, Tamiya's got a version of and all things like that. So, you know, but now I think ICM have come in and they'll go for it. Nice new tool one. And to be honest, that's a dream kit to work on.
Yeah.
I mean, Revell tackled the Beaufighter, didn't they? There's a newer tool one of that, but that's not in their catalogue anymore either. So that's been and gone. I think they did the TX, is it?
Yeah.
TFX or whichever one it is.
Yeah, the TFX.
But I don't know. I can't remember if you've done a review of that. I don't even know if have you reviewed that kit? I don't think you did you? I don't actually know how it stands up against the old. But I know one of the Beaufighters from Tamiya have gone. I think it is the later one, the TX one, is it?
Yeah, TX10 or whatever it was.
I thought Phil did a review of the Revell one.
He could have.
Hold on, I will check. Oh, we did.
Yeah,
there it is.
Yeah, you did do one.
Yes, we did do one. There it is.
You know what? I can't remember what it's like.
Nor can I. I think it was a bit typical Revell-ish, as in a bit flashy and a bit, but generally more of their modern standard of.
I don't think it sort of like was massive step up from the Tamiya one in your review.
No. So yeah, I think it's one of those ones. Yeah, but interesting kit though.
So I can't remember what I had for breakfast, and I can remember that from years ago.
Yeah, that's it. More than I can. It's all a blur. Right, okay then guys, we will leave it right there. Don't forget you get all your bits and pieces over at the actual PM store, and like we often say, if you can't see it, ask us, because we don't carry everything, purely because we are just a small little company just about struggling through, get the violins going and all that, but we can get it. So obviously shoot us a message over at sales at pmmodelsuk.com, and we can probably get anything you want, so we can add it to your orders and various bits and pieces that we have got as well. So if anything you don't see, or especially the big stuff we spoke about before, we don't really carry the big kits because it's a lot of money to have sat on the shelf. So, but we can get them. So let us know. We'll see what we can do. We can get back to you on that information.
Yep.
And the shelves are full as it is. So
yes, that is it. So anyway, there we go. That'll do us for today. So thank you very much for joining us. Remember, pop over to pmmodelsuk.com. And you get all your bits and pieces down there. And obviously, don't forget, you've got your glues, your sundries, your paints, and absolutely everything else, all your tools and everything go along with it down in there as well. We'll be live for members tomorrow night at 7:30. So if you'd like to join us for that with members, we'll be with you with that. And we'll be busy doing whatever we're doing on that show. Can't remember now. So, yes.
Blue Thunder.
Well, I can't do that. It has to go on Tuesday shows. I don't know. I'll find something else. I'll start sounding me Harrier.
Well, yeah, you could do.
You could just start whittling away on that.
Hey, that's an interesting hour and a half for TV.
That's it. I'll be there with my DA sounding it back. So yes. Anyway, love to join us for that show. Then you can do. Obviously, members will see you at 7:30 tomorrow night. I'll be back with you on Friday for the catch-up show as well. And obviously, we'll be looking at the latest deals and bits and pieces on there as well. So look out for that one. Right, cool. That will do us for today. Thank you very much for joining us. Happy modelling. Take care. We'll see you all. Say goodbye, gentlemen. We're out of here.
Bye.
Bye.